How is everyone? Good? Cozy? Really nice view. I just saw the transit of Venus. It was pretty cool. I know it's not going to happen for another 150 years. So I'm excited about it. It was just like a tiny dot, but not as spectacular as the eclipse, but more rare. Okay, so this poem is called Decipher. This is from my book, Flinging Singing Things, my chapbook. I'm going to read, I think, 3 or 4 poems. This one's called Decipher. Not everything's an oracle. Some things are just entrails stuck in the gut of a living goat, just boiled tea leaves in bloom drifting in the cup as the water pours. Try it. Go ahead. Imagine your bedroom right now and watch how different colored books tilt at angles on your shelf. What does it spell? Try to guess what time you'll next make love based on the makeshift sundial you render in your head. Measure the shadow of that medicine bottle as it hits the floor. Tomorrow, next Tuesday, you can't know because you live in your room. Your breath cannot be caught into a mason jar and used to keep a firefly alive. It won't survive on just one exhalation. Captured tarot cards are a slice of a moment, a shard of glass, not the warm, gooey spin of artsy divas. The prism must be carved in cold to make color, and even spinning must settle into meaning. In the effort to make miracles, we must kill something first. Make it still, make it static. We can only read what isn't moving. We can only decipher what's already dead. This one's called Lady Macbeth to Octomom. I actually like to act it out, so I'm just giving you a warning. You did it for Jackson. I mean, it's a play, so I should be Lady Macbeth, right? Okay. My womb was drier than a bone, as fertile as the Dead Sea, and this was a blessing, you fool. At least we had that in common once. Then you installed a sprinkler system in your tubes that would put Dubai to shame. It's more than a waste. 14 children curl around you, fat snake sucking food and fuel from a world sick with the lack of ambition. I had guts. What do you have? Tumors, living, shitting cancers. And no, I don't hate all children. They can be useful. But your infants are born of a science that gives feast where there should be famine. Some women are not meant to be mothers, and these women must grasp at other things. Are you sick with estrogen? I was the bit inside my husband's mouth. I was the spur in his flank, the reins, and yes, the whip. Oh, and oh, I rode him well. Rode him right off his rocker, and mine too. I used a stronger force than offspring to control my husband, but do not mistake my courage for manhood. I carved myself into a queen chess piece, glass and ivory chisels my hips, my breasts give me life, no burden. I used my body well. Kill him, Macbeth, and you can touch me. Kill her, Macbeth, and you can enter me. Kill Macbeth, and you will have me. But don't you see? I was not a woman possessed. I had him. He was mine, and through him, on him, I could charge, ride through the gates of any castle and eat meats, fruits, thick cakes, and then my shape would finally soften, the edges blur round, my belly full. I would be woman then. Perhaps I could have held my blood even. Perhaps, like you, I could have found some witch to cast a spell, make me 8 times the woman you are, and no more lady, no more bony hips and diamond tits. I'd have breasts full with giving and children. What it must be like to hold something gently, to support its fragile neck. I can't imagine wanting this, but then I couldn't keep my own life. But were I you, were I born yesterday, I would cherish my empty womb. I would not force blood from everyone else to make up for my lack. I would not wash my hands all day and curse the spot of red. I would turn the fight on me instead. I would hold my own daggers, see them before me, the choices women now have. I would grab the metal by the blade. I would cut myself on my ambition, flipping the dagger around like a death gesture, now holding it right, holding it high. I would carve off my useless breasts and make myself a man. Because in this time, in your world, I can. I would scar my own flesh before I kissed another death, because that's the shape of things I wanted, not to sit beside his throne, but to be King Macbeth. So, once I slip inside the suit, so svelte and neat, I'd sit down with you and your 8 crying heads. I would hold them, I'd burp them, to give you a little relief. But I must ask you, why poison yourself with joy? I know of this need to collect bodies, to hold them as you do, or to bury them as I did. But neither of us can escape. Our body counts will not make up for the power we lack. Okay. This one's called Reckoning. Easter morning, I ran into my ex for the first time since we split up. 2 years, 1 year living in sin. I broke up with him. What is the death of Christ about if not guilt? Never knew a love like his, just food. Blissed out, tripped out, I became a girl I never thought I was. Our own private Christmas tree, meet the parents and aunts and uncles, niece and nephew. I actually thought about how I might mod a wedding dress, cut it off at the thigh, and wear silver glam combat boots to make it fit somehow. It didn't fit. I baked when we lived together. Hadn't baked since I was a kid, bored in the summer. I was that steady with him. I had a home, again, no, for the first time. Couch and routine and meals and animals and plants and simple, regular pleasures. But it wasn't for me because it wasn't for me. Just the girl I became to make him stay, to make this house stand straight. Like any good actress or prostitute, I put a lot of myself into the role. I remember trying to explain this to him once, how for many women the line between selling our bodies for quick cash or trading them in for long-term security. It's thin at best, a semi-permeable boundary kind of like an organic condom. I explained this to him without the humor, which in retrospect may have helped. I explained academically, I explained with my brain, I explained with logic, as my friend Nicole says, I mansplained. I think he absorbed some of it, but most was lost in translation. The trump card of shared experience is like a semantic skeleton key, and I just couldn't jimmy the lock. Today he walks in with some blonde girl. Earrings, makeup, full curves. And who knows who she is to him? Who knows what it even means that they slept together? Who knows what it meant half the time that we did? He didn't get it when I tried to explain about women and prostitution. Not that I used the most obvious example to illustrate it. His steady frame, his water to my flame. I was still tricking myself. But maybe that's always the trade. Maybe regardless of gender. Maybe every relationship is an economy with terms of sale and fine print. Last night I came back from a party, tipsy from flirtation and rum, buzzing from the trumpet mouthpiece and ridiculous dancing. I collapsed in bed. The night before I performed my poetry, communed with writers and artists across the narrow pond. Friendships blossom and deepen their roots into the ground. Loosening the tie on my Doctor Who costume, I stared at the spinning ceiling and thought, finally, I have the life I wanted while I contemplated leaving him a year ago. I have it, full, bright, dizzy, vibrant, but I need water. I need earth. I am too much shifty wind, too much flame. Each person is responsible for providing each element for themselves, right? Like self-sufficient plant life. And then we can all thrive together in a garden like heaven? No. Easter is nothing if not about coming down to earth. And on this planet, we are not self-sufficient vegetables. We can stand firm on the earth, but we must move with the wind. We can spark change, but we must also keep a steady stream nearby. On this planet, people need each other. And I need to learn to be completely honest about what I have to give and about what I'm really in the market for. Ready to bargain, ready to bend and sway, shift closer as roots continue to grow. Thank you.